Welcome to Emma's Top 10 and thanks for watching. In this video, we are taking a look at the top 10 African billionaires in 2019. The billionaires on this list either started their businesses from scratch or inherited their wealth from their families. Either ways, the people on this list have worked their way to becoming some of the richest people on the planet. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. These are the top 10 richest people in Africa. Number 10. Mohammed Dewji. Net worth $1.9 billion. Mohammed Dewji is a Tanzanian businessman and chief financial officer of Motsepe Group, one of the largest privately owned conglomerates in Tanzania. Motsepe Group of companies deals in various sectors such as banking, agriculture, real estate, transport and telecom. He was born on the 8th of May 1975. That makes him the youngest billionaire in Africa at 44 years old. Number 9. Aziz Akhannouck. Net worth $2.1 billion. Aziz Akhannouck is a 58-year-old Moroccan businessman. He is the CEO of Akhannouck Group, a Moroccan conglomerate which deals principally in oil and gas. He takes the 9th position of the richest man in Africa in 2019. Number 8. There are 5 people with the same net worth at the 8th position, the first of which being Kurs Becker with a net worth of $2.3 billion. Kurs Becker is a 66-year-old South African businessman. He is the chairman of Nassef Media Group, which operates in more than 100 countries. He makes his money from investment and media. The second on the list is Isabel Dos Santos with a net worth of $2.3 billion. Isabel Dos Santos is the daughter of the former president of Angola, Eduardo Dos Santos. The 46-year-old businesswoman makes her money from telecom, media and the energy industry. Isabel Dos Santos is also the richest woman in Africa. The next on the list is Mohammed Mansour with a net worth of $2.3 billion. Mohammed Mansour is an Egyptian businessman who inherited his father's business, Mansour Group, one of the biggest conglomerates in Egypt. He was a former minister of transport in Egypt till 2009 when he had an accident and resigned. The next on the list is Strive Masiyiwa with a net worth of $2.3 billion. Strive Masiyiwa is a 58-year-old Zimbabwean businessman who makes his wealth from telecom. The last person at the 8th position is Patrive Motsepe with a net worth of $2.3 billion. Patrive Motsepe is a 57-year-old South African businessman who makes his wealth from mining. Number 7. Naguib Sawiris. Net worth $2.9 billion. Naguib Sawiris is a 64-year-old Egyptian businessman who makes his wealth from telecommunications and media. He is also a shareholder in some of the biggest telecom companies in Russia and North Korea. Number 6. Issad Rebrab. Net worth $3.7 billion. Issad Rebrab is an Nigerian business billionaire. He is the founder and CEO of Servital, which happens to be Algeria's biggest privately held company. The company has one of the world's largest sugar refinery, with a capacity of producing more than 2 million tons of sugar per year. Number 5. Johan Rupert. Net worth $5.3 billion. Johan Rupert is a 69-year-old South African businessman. He is the president of a Swiss-based luxury goods outfit that controls luxury brands such as Chloé, Cartier and Montblanc. Number 4. Nassef Sawiris. Net worth $6.3 billion. Nassef Sawiris is the younger brother to the 7th richest person in Africa, Naguib Sawiris. He inherited Oracom Construction Industries from his father and made it a billion-dollar company. He is also the executive chairman of Aston Villa Football Club. Number 3. Nicky Open heimer. Net worth $7.3 billion. Nicky Open heimer is currently the richest man in South Africa. He makes his wealth from diamonds, and part of his wealth is said to have been inherited from his family. Number 2. Mike Adenuga. Net worth $9.2 billion. Mike Adenuga is the second richest man in Nigeria, as well as the second richest man in Africa. The 66-year-old Nigerian billionaire is the founder and CEO of Globacom, one of the leading telecom companies in Nigeria. He also has shares in Equatorial Trust Bank as well as Corn Oil. And the richest man in Africa goes to Aliko Dangote. Aliko Dangote needs no introduction. He is the richest man in Nigeria and the richest man in Africa, a position he has been holding for more than 4 years. Aliko started his business ventures more than 3 decades ago and has grown his business, Dangote Group, to becoming one of the most powerful conglomerates in Africa. The Dangote Group is one of the richest and most successful conglomerates in Africa, dealing in several sectors such as cement, sugar, flour, and other household goods. Most of the billionaires in Africa are businessmen. So start your own business today and stand a chance of featuring on this list in the future. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy the video, do well to give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe and share with your friends.
Did you ever think you'd be the 51st richest man in the world and the richest man in Africa? And how does that feel?
Really, no, not at all. You know, I've never really even thought of making it to the Pops list. That is to start with, but you know, I'm really grateful to God that I'm there. But you know, it is also tough to be there. When you are there, then you really have to make sure that you don't get thrown out of the list.
And what would you say the key secret to your success has been?
Hard work. I believe that, you know, we're a very focused company. We don't really go into things that we don't understand. You know, any business that I don't understand it well, I don't do it at all. And that's really why, you know, why we're successful.
So you talked about hard work. You know, some rumors out there that you work very long hours during the day, in excess of 12 hours a day. So how do you balance both your professional life and your personal life?
To start with, I don't really work 12 hours a day. I think I work at least 18 hours a day.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes, I do. I do.
Okay.
I do. I mean, you know, on weekends, I don't work at all.
Okay.
I'm an artist, I'm a singer, and music is what drives me. So when you have a hectic work schedule, what kind do you listen to music? What kind of music do you listen to inspire you?
It depends, you know, it depends on my mood, really. Sometimes I like to go out there and listen to local music. I don't know whether you know what it's called, King Soniade.
Oh, yes.
There's nobody in this world that doesn't really like to hear music. I'm sure even the late Osama, I'm sure even as fanatic as he was, I'm sure he was listening to music. Yes, you know.
I'm wondering if you can run through some of the key factors that make Africa one of the best places to succeed in business, and maybe some of the things that make it also the hardest place to succeed in business.
Well, Africa, you know, the thing is that most of what you hear about Africa, you know, some of them are actually just hearsay. It's just perception of people that some of them, they are too lazy to find out whether Africa is really good or bad. They must have heard from somebody saying that, look, Africa is not a good place to do business, it's tough. But things have actually changed, and we're the only continent that's really been growing at about 5% of GDP. You know, so the area where you need to go in and invest and make money definitely is, you know, Africa.
So coming from where you were as a young man starting off business and seeing the youth of today, what do you think is the difference between when you started out then and where we as young people are now?
Well, the problem with some of our younger generation today, they just want to jump and see themselves up there, you know, overnight. It doesn't really happen. What you need to do is to be very focused as a person and be dedicated to whatever that you are doing. It is not really good for you to now go and try something, then after a month you just say, no, it doesn't work. You jump into something else. I think you need to be very focused in what you are doing. Once you believe in what you are doing, you see, you should not take your either business or job as something that you must do. Okay, you must take it as it's part of your hobby. If it's part of your hobby, then you do it better.
In Nigeria, it's assumed that there are just two different classes, just the rich and then the poor. Now, is this because of privatization or corruption, or why is this? And if this is, what can the government or people like you do to build that middle class?
In Nigeria, I think, yes, corruption maybe was actually part of it for not creating that middle class. But if you look at it, power alone can create a lot of middle class in Nigeria. Power, by us just having power. So if the government fixes power in the next 1 or 2 years, you see quite a lot of people coming from the poor segment to that middle class segment. You know, there was a study by, I don't know whether it was Goldman Sachs, by one of the firms, saying that if Nigeria can have 1 additional hour of power, our GDP will grow to 9%. The potentials here, they are enormous.